And we are live. Hey everybody. My name is Jason Spatafora, and you might recognize the voice. I am the handsome co-host occasionally on TTG. You hear my voice. It's all really beautiful. And wanted to say hello to everybody. So tonight, obviously, taking over TTG's YouTube channel, which is great. I always enjoy doing that. Gives Mike a nice little break. Yes, I'm seeing some of the comments. I am a great singer. When I'm not singing or slinging options, I am trading pot stocks, which is something I do. For those of you new to the channel, welcome. For those of you who have heard me before and have never gotten the background, my name is Jason Spatafora. I'm referred to everybody in TTG as the Wolf. But, that moniker has actually a longer title. So, the Wolf of Weed Street, okay? Wolf of Weed Street, what's that, you might say? Basically, I'm the guy, all right? I'm just being real with you. I'm the guy. So a lot of people in, the market, everybody, have jumped on the pot stock train from one time to another. Guys, I was the conductor. When I first started trading pot stocks in 2013, there was literally 13 pot stocks, okay? Really, and it was all penny stocks. The only company that would be considered a pot stock, or we all considered it like the blue chip of the pot stocks, was GW Pharma. We weren't even considering Scott's Miracle-Gro. So basically, I'm just the guy that got in really early, but not just got in early, started identifying the patterns early, understood how to go through these companies, get into the matrix of how financings work, how debt financings work, how unlocks worked, how everything worked, and turned a very, very handsome profit. Some of you might have heard of me. I've been in Men's Journal, I've been in High Times, I've been in Forbes. I've even been in Penthouse, if you could believe that. And nobody believes me when I say I've been in Penthouse. Penthouse. The money issue. Here you go. Wolf of Weed Street. Picks like a cornerback. I even have a rap song. I didn't even make it. There's actually a rap song. Trended #1 on Twitter like 3 times in 2014 in the pot stock craze. And the point of this being is, in pot stocks, in 2018, I gave a warning. And if you follow me on Twitter, at Wolf of Weed Street, and tweeted it while I was on vacation, and what days the market was going to be red a particular week, coinciding with Canada going legal. Everybody said I was crazy. Everything to the day, even the days that went red to green, I had mapped out. And I signaled that that was the top for the Canadian market, which it was, and that the birth of the MSO was, at hand. On top of that, going into March, I also famously exited all of my pot stocks and went short. For a multitude of reasons. I wish I went short harder. Okay, and I'm not somebody that can Monday morning quarterback for you. As they say, I have the Twitter receipt. So that's kind of a brief description. And part of that, we'll get into it. But first I wanted to just kind of say hello to the new people. And we'll get into a Q&A right now. Okay, so fire away. Whew. All right, so I'm just going to go with the first one I look at. Are we saying, hold on. Okay, so here's one, because I saw tickers. Are we saying ACB, CGC, Hexo going to finally move? It says moon, but I'm assuming you say move. Or only if the Dems make it in? Good question, and let me fix your question. Hexo, Aurora, and Canopy are Canadian companies. The Democrats are, an American political party. You guys have to start separating the United States from Canada, okay? And this is definitely something that I get into when I'm going through, the process of sussing out investments and, giving advice on where to park money. These are two completely different areas and fields of expertise that have their own risks, tailwinds and headwinds. Yes, I think that, catalysts for the United States will impact Canada, but not to the extent that's going to impact US companies. So to give you kind of an idea, in 2014, all the US companies propped up some of the Canadian companies, like the real garbage companies. And then in 2016, it flipped, and then it was Canadians propping us up because now they had catalysts, they had medical that passed, then they had recreational that passed. United States has kind of gone through this bear market. Well, actually, all pot stocks have gone through a bear market, a prolonged bear market. And look, in March of 2019, and I'm sure some of you, even on here, told me I was an idiot for getting out of pot stocks, telling me that my time was done. Well, I called it I was a day off of when the drop would start. And I actually tweeted this on March 5th, 2019. And I also put in a calendar. And the sector as a whole dropped 65%, with a lot of companies dropping 80, 90% from those highs. To give you an idea, I went super short on Kronos at 23. I went super short on Aurora at 1035 on the back of that Nelson Peltz news. So, Canada is going to be a different animal all on its own, and we'll get to that. So what else? TRTC was never. Oh, in 2014, TRTC was a good one. All right. So, what other questions? Definitely the king of Roku. Grassroots closing on Curaleaf. MJ ETF. Baby, come back. SRTY. Okay, so yeah, here's one. So the Afria Aurora news. Okay, possible talks of a merger. I think that this is one of those situations where clearly the person that's going to benefit the most initially is going to be Aurora. And what I mean by that is Aurora is going to benefit in the market the most. Okay, why? Because that's got the super cult. All right, Afria doesn't really have the super cult. Now, what a deal looks like, and in relation to the Aurora shareholders, it's probably going to be very different. That is something where they'll probably change their tune. Publicly they will be celebrating and patting each other on the back and sucking each other's thumbs. But the reality is that deal will probably be really one-sided, and it has to be in favor of Afria, mainly for the fact that Afria actually has cash and Aurora doesn't have that. In fact, Aurora has nothing but debt. So I wouldn't really get too crazy about it. Aurora is still a trade. Aurora is still, if we go back to pre-split levels, Aurora is $1 stock. Okay? So think about it that way. It's $1.10, sorry. Actually it's $1.09. Not to split hairs. Afria is a different story, different animal altogether. but definitely has cash. I think it had 16 months of cash left, versus like Kronos has 117 months of cash left. Canopy, Tilray, and I think Supreme had just that minimum 6 months. So actually, Supreme probably has like 3 months of cash left, if not less. So yeah. What are my thoughts on Planet 13? It's PLNHF. Planet 13, if you've ever been to Vegas, it's like a circus. Have you ever seen Circus Circus, the casino? Well, that's what Planet 13 is like, except it is a dispensary. Beautiful dispensary, huge, definitely something to go and check out. It's not scalable. So I really don't like it as an investment. I know some of the people that started it. Great people, not a scalable business. All right, and I think that they do some funny shit also. All right. Is Canopy Growth overrated? Seems like TrueLeaf, GTI, and Cureleaf are going to kill them in revs next quarter. Realistically, Cureleaf, GTI, Cureleaf, Green Thumb, TrueLeaf, not in any particular order, already destroying all the LPs. Why? Because all three of those US companies have positive EBITDA, as well as growth, and they're just completely dominating the state. And look, I've said this before, TrueLeaf and Cureleaf, once Florida goes rec, are going to put up insanely good numbers. So, I have nothing bad to say about Canopy, and neither should any investor in pot stocks, because I credit Canopy for making me into a multimillionaire, and I didn't even do it by owning any Canopy stock. I mean, don't get me wrong, I owned a ton of Canopy stock, but that wasn't the position that did it. OWCP, Jesus, sorry. Hexa, what's my outlook on the company? It's a trade. Their Molson deal was kind of, it was really one-sided. It was just a terrible deal. And, everybody was pining for some kind of beverage news, after Constellations. Everybody was looking for like Diageo to step in after Constellation brand stepped in. And then when Molson Coors stepped in, people were like, oh my God, this is great. And then they actually read what the deal was, and it was like Hexa just got like a PR, and the stock literally went up like 60 cents and then dropped. Is there a supply problem in Canada? It's not a supply, it's a conduit to sell, and I'll get into that. What else do we got? All right. Guys, keep them coming. The Forbes article clearly states the talks are dead. There you go. And that just kind of shows you. See, I didn't even read that, but I didn't buy into it at all. The move. How many people, let me get a show of hands, how many people were in TTG Tuesday last week and the last time I took over? And what I did was I said, I think it was a Monday, and I told everybody that comes into TTG Tuesday that I would give them just kind of a rundown on something, just about why we were going to get into some pot stocks this month. First off, you guys are all welcome. So everybody in here the last 2 weeks who's in TTG Tuesday, and I'm just going to say this for the new people watching, the options that I called out the last 2 weeks just absolutely destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Anything that if you came in here on TTG Tuesday with me, if it was yesterday or the week before, you absolutely crushed it. Like, absolutely crushed it. I don't even, like, your head exploded. So yeah, we had just monster winners today in pot stocks, in a couple of other things. So yeah, so what I was gonna, so the question was about how I knew, okay? And now this is something that you're really not gonna get anywhere else, because I don't see anybody on FinTwit talking about it. And the people that do talk about it, they're only talking about it because I've talked about it and they're just eating off my plate. And that's just the truth. And I have no problem saying that because I do things in advance. I don't say, oh, well, I said this, you know? I got the receipts. So, guys, I take really detailed notes on trades, especially pot stocks. And, you know, one of the things that I've identified is different time periods and different specific times that we see excessive short covering, okay? This month was one of those times. So we, I guess 2 weeks ago, got into a series of trades on Canopy and Kronos in the options, okay? And the reason that we did the options and not swung the stock, I mean, I swung the stock a little, but you know, it was never going to give you the type of move that the options gave you. Okay, to give you an idea, we got into $6 calls 2 weeks ago. First entry was 33, exit at 45, reload at 35, exit at 65, then reloaded another option. Oh no, then reloaded again at 35, then 35 went to 60, then paused. Then we got into the 650 July 24th call at 32, 25, 23. So 23.25 was yesterday during TTG Tuesday. That option went to 70 cents today. So yeah, so it's a 200 and something % gain off of the bottom. And we did that all because I knew that there was going to be short covering. So how did I know that they were going to be short covering? A couple of things. I know people that also hold very big shorts in pot stocks. I also talked to the bankers at Canaccord, BMO, Haywood, Stifel, 8 Capital, a couple other places. You know, we're just friends, so we talk about various things. But you know, really what it came down to is just having traded these things. What was my major announcement? Yeah, so I'm going to get to the big announcement shortly. We'll kind of get to it right after the Q&A. So I just want to wait for everybody to come in. So you're not late, you know. We'll wait till like 9 o'clock. For all you noobs that are in here that are appreciating this gold that I'm giving you, hit that like button for Mike and TTG. Also subscribe and hit that notification bell. If not for anything, for my shirt. All right, our pot stock seasonal. Actually, if you read anything in the Street, Forbes, U.S. News and World Report where I'm quoted, I talk a lot about the seasonality of pot stocks. And there's definitely a seasonality to them with different variations and, you know, different stocks and different, you know, segments of the sector going, some go early, some go later. Okay, and some actually outperform during the down periods. So yes. What do I think of the futures market right now? I haven't actually looked at the futures market, but I'm guessing, and I'll take a look for you. Let's see. Down 26. VIX up almost 1%. Let's see what the NASDAQ. Wow, NASDAQ. Guys, who was on the stream last night? What did I say last night? For everybody that, guys, everybody that was here and listened to Mike and I talk last night, we had a really great show last night. We went over some trades, just some, but we talked about what was going on with the market, especially after that news. And one of the things that I said is there would be a rotation out of technology. All right, rotation out of technology, then a bounce, and then some of those beaten down sectors. That's where the money would flow, and that's exactly how it panned out today. So we're seeing a little bit of a further rotation out of tech right now, and you could spot that by looking at how the NASDAQ is performing in futures. But honestly, as a rule of thumb, first off, small caps were just absolutely nuts today, out of nowhere. I went short on them twice. I went 2 for 3 today on IWM puts. And then I just gave up on the last one and just didn't want to give back any of the profit. But that thing was just an absolute beast today. Yeah, I mean, futures market really honestly doesn't matter until 9:30 and then till 11. Because 11 is usually when we get an injection. So when they're doing those overnight repos. Oh, you love the shirt? I got another one. So I'm really crazy about t-shirts. My wife hates it. So I got another one that came today. Tell me. Maybe I'll wear that next time. Pot stocks follow the markets. Jersey Devil Seafood. Some pot stocks follow the markets. And it's not all the time. Right now, everything is following the markets. And that was one of the things that we talked about with Canopy, right? So first we got into the Canopy trade, and we got into the Kronos trade out of pity, because we knew that if the SPY ran, Canopy would run, and then if Canopy ran, that Kronos would run. And the only reason that we didn't do like an Aphria option or an Aurora option, Aurora is on its own little island. Nobody gives a shit about Aurora because Aurora is a garbage company. Aphria, which is a good company, but that option just trades like donkey piss. Same with OGI. Hexo doesn't even move. So what's the point? So really, if you're trading options in pot stocks, your choices are limited. You can trade Kronos, Canopy, GW Pharma, OGI, Hexo, Scott's Miracle-Gro, and maybe a couple of others. But all of those other companies, like, I wouldn't touch with your money. When do I see the next big run in pot stocks? Well, since we're on the subject, when do I see the next big run in pot stocks? Huh. Well, let me look at my crystal ball. Ooh. Let me shake it. Let me shake my weed crystal ball. You guys like that? Guys, I know it's happening. Okay? And that's part of why all of you are here. All right? I do see so after March of 2019, it's not like I completely forgot about pot stocks, okay? I answered a question about the cyclical nature of pot stocks before, and it's very true. And the way that I've made my money, besides being an early investor in a lot of the companies that you guys are now cult leaders of, it's by understanding the matrix, right, of pot stocks. I know it sounds stupid, but I'll give you an example. In early 2017, Aurora Cannabis, or just late 2016, Aurora Cannabis hit $3.24, 24 cents or $3.27, okay? And I was in. Now I sold December, January, and then was out by mid-March, as I'm always out of all pot stocks. And then in the summer, in July, Aurora Cannabis went to 98 cents. I didn't bottom ticket, I got it at 105. Then it went from 105 to 10 bucks. All right, Canopy went from $7 to 60 bucks. And this goes on and on and on and on. And I've done this year over year. So, you know, my strategy is always in March, I get out. And now because I'm trading options, I decide to go heavy short. And, you know, it was a banner year while everybody was just dying on pot stocks. And I was just trading them, and with the whole idea that, okay, in the summer I'm going to get back in. And then we started to get hit with all this like negative news. CanTrust, you know, growing illegally. Bruce Linton leaves, you know, gets fired from Canopy. Aurora misses its own guidance, and on and on and on. So and I just wasn't ready to get in. I was dying to get back in and start trading the stocks, because nothing would make me happier than to be just trading pot stocks exclusively. Why? I know it like the back of my hand, and I know where the opportunities are, you know? So I've been waiting to get heavy. So then what did I do? So September's rolling around and I'm like, okay, is this a bottom? And now this is right before Aurora missed their own guidance. I hired a quantitative analyst, okay? So what's a quantitative analyst? Quantitative analyst is basically a giant nerd that crunches numbers, okay? And he gave me a report on all these companies from Canada to the United States, what they were holding, what their debt load was, what if you strip them down, what they would be worth, like bare bones. And it cost me a lot of money to do it. But I tell you what, it was the best money. That was the best investment I think I made in 2019, was spending 10 grand on a quantitative analyst to give me like the most insane detail on the sector. And I've shared a lot of that with you guys on Twitter. I'm never sharing stuff like that on Twitter again, okay? That is no longer for Twitter. It's not for Twitter's consumption anymore. It's for YouTube, okay? YouTube gets the scraps, TTG gets the meal, all right? But the point being, you know, after getting that really detailed report that just gave complete breakdowns by state, by province, by dispensary, I didn't put money in. I stayed primarily net short. And the sector in that month that I got it ended up dropping another 30%. So yeah, yes, TTG Max. Of course I share it on TTG. So yeah. But, and that's the thing, guys. Guys, options are great, okay? I love trading options. They're a lot of fun. But you know what I really like trading? Pot stocks, okay? I'm the wolf of Weed Street. I'm not the wolf of options, okay? Yes, my options trades are pretty good. For everybody in here in TTG, how would you think I fare on the option side? Please, you know, so I don't have to myself off. Real request. Really want to know about your recent calls where you were wrong. Full disclosure, I've only made money whenever I followed your calls. That's why I'm asking. Yeah, look, I lose all the time. You know, my thing when I'm trading, trading stocks or trading options is, you know, I think that I have one of the best option strategies out there, and anybody that trades options is going to tell you the same thing. I like insurance, okay? I talk about this all the time. Mike has talked about how I talk about it all the time, like getting insurance, being able to stay in trades longer and letting them develop, and not pooping your pants when you have a really red day. But yeah, look, I lose all the time, you know? But the thing is, like, if let's say, so today I had 3 option trades, okay? One was a continuation from yesterday, which was Chronos, which was just aces. And then the other 2 were IWM. And those trades were great trades. I mean, nothing was as good as Chronos today. Oh, and I traded Roku. But that I did an option hack on it and just fucking killed it. Crazy. But yeah, I'm not even counting Roku. But point being, when I go into my 4th trade of the day, I'm like, yeah, do I really need to do this? So I don't want to give back any profit. You know, like, I only played with profit, and then what I risk, you know, like, I think I lost 50 cents on the IWM put, and I was like, you got enough, you know, keep your $1,000. So yeah, so yeah, small, you know, and that's the thing, like, my losses will be small, but my wins are, you know, gigantic. You know, to kind of put it in perspective, in March, my option portfolio did 71%, okay? 71% my option portfolio. And then when I do, because I do a monthly audit, my trades, I was only 63% accurate on my trades. But that's not all, that's also not a fair number, because, you know, sometimes I am profitable, but I was just clocking it as like, was it red? Okay. I was just going red and green. I wasn't going by like, was I swinging the option? You know, was I doing stuff like that? And I also wasn't tabulating the amount lost. But, you know, just kind of based off of that, while even at those numbers, while 37% were losers, those 37% were a small amount of money, and my wins were just giant. Explain the hack. I put in a stink bid. I put stink bids on options, okay? What I mean by stink bid is I'll throw in a really low number that I just don't think will hit. And if somebody market orders to get out of a position, I might get filled. I've done it before. I've done it on Chronos a lot. I did it on Boeing. I did it on Boeing once. I went to get filled on an option at 50 cents. That was $24 the day before. It actually filled me at 42 cents, and the option closed at $8. Jesus, man, say what you're saying. Huh. So yeah. So anyway, look, and this is what we're gonna get into right now. So I think everybody's here, so we're gonna get right into it. All right. You know, look, I'm trying to figure out like the easiest way to put this. Guys, pot stocks are coming back. All right. There, I said it. All right. And the only place that I'm going to give my alerts, but not just for options, I'm going to primarily be swinging these. I'm curating a list of companies of where I'm going to go, where I'm going to direct funds, you know, which ones are unlocking. So, you know, some I might go short, some I might go long, you know, some I might just pillage. You know, what are the new IPOs? You know, when are the unlock dates? Pretty much everything in between. And honestly, the only place that you're going to, you know, if you follow me on Twitter, I love you guys on Twitter, but you guys are basically going to be getting the trades after we're already in them. And that's just the truth. You're just going to see P&Ls. You're just going to see percentages. You'll get some occasionally. Like I gave you guys Chronos, and I think I got trolled on it. And that's exactly why I'm not doing it. So the only place that you're going to be able to get and trade with me is going to be True Trading Group. And it's just going to get bigger. So that being said, what the big announcement is, okay? So the big announcement. And it is big because it's going to be the precursor to set up the month of August, the month of September, October, November, December. And I'm going to do it in cycles, all right? So this Friday, I'm going to be doing a webinar, all right, to get everybody ready, okay, for pot stocks. Think of this as batting practice or warm-ups in the bullpen if you're a pitcher or whatever, all right? Chronos and Canopy were just the beginning. That was just like, you know what that was? That was us driving to the field, all right? The rest of this is just going to get nutty because I'm going to give, the information that I'm giving you here tonight is great. And it's 90% more information than most of you guys have. I see some of the stuff that you guys are tweeting. There's a lot of bias in there. I'm just objective about it. I'm like, the way that I feel about pot stocks is, the way I feel about coffee. It's like, either this is good coffee or this is bad coffee. I'm either going to drink this or I'm going to just throw this shit away. And that's it. I don't look at pot stocks. I don't get attached to them. All right. I'm not like a cultist. A pot stock to me is not something that I marry. It's something that I date. All right. Never going to put a ring on it. We're never even going to have that conversation. I am never going to meet that pot stock's parents. Okay. I might meet its sister. But that's it. End of relationship. So, with that said, I'm doing this webinar exclusively on TTG on Friday, and the only people that are gonna get it or be able to not just be in there but be able to actively participate are the members of True Trading Group and anybody that becomes a member of TTG tonight. Okay? Now, you might be saying, well, what do I care, right? Honestly, you don't have to like money, you don't have to want to be in a sector that has been illegal for 80 years. Nobody wants to invest in Budweiser after Prohibition. No, pot stocks are a fad. Pot stocks are not. I'm going to teach you guys how to look at pot stocks. The same way people look at Tesla and they're like, how is a car company worth, 200 and whatever billion? Easy. Because it's not a car company. It's a technology company. You look at a pot stock, you think, oh, these are people getting high. I don't look at it like that. I look into its guts. I look into the soul of the pot stock. So, again, the only people that are going to be able to watch this, participate, actually ask questions, like real questions where I'm going to be as direct as possible, are going to be the people that are in True Trading Group. All right? And some of you, because I know some of you are going to be converts. And let's be honest, with everything that you get from True Trading Group, you get the information, okay? You get the coursework. We have real-time level 2 quotes, all right? We have a trade simulator, okay? So if you never traded a stock in your life, you can paper trade now. And now we're going to have charting software that's comparable to TC2000, the same software that Mike uses. Oh, let's not forget, we've got Trader Palooza, the webinar that's already on there. And then we're going to have another Trader Palooza on August 1st. Okay? Oh, you want to learn about pot stocks? Well, go to the guys at the hedge funds and the guys on Twitter that are the Tesla bulls and, guys, when hedge fund guys say, hey, I'll make a donation to whatever charity you want, I just want an hour of your time, or, such and such big board ETF says, hey, would you like to join the board? Guys, some of you have been on call. I've been doing webinars and reporters call me asking on background, what's going on with this? What's going on with that? It's all real, And that's the thing. And look, I don't want to sound like I'm sucking myself off, but honestly, I've seen so many people on Twitter, elsewhere, at conferences, just get it all wrong and watch everybody get work. Who was there to say, this is the top, this is when you take profit? Who was there in March and said, hey, this thing is going to sell off, you're going to get crushed. Oh, and PS, this is what you should be shorting. Everybody says it after the fact, and that's exactly why I'm not doing this shit on Twitter anymore. That's why I do it in True Trading Group, because it wasn't just the pot stocks. Pot stocks are great, guys. I trade a lot of different things. I'm known for pot stocks. I got the hardware to prove it, but man, swinging pot stocks, when you don't even have to buy an option, when you don't even need to buy an option, it's just crazy. Guys, I started trading pot stocks with $1,500, okay? And I added paycheck because I got bi-weekly paychecks, and every bi-weekly paycheck I put like another $500 in. And over 6 months, I accumulated like a 10 grand account. And then I really started getting into it. I started using people on Twitter. I outsourced them as boots on the ground. I was like, I'll send you $100 on PayPal if you can tell me if this company's for real. Okay, if they're a P.O. box, send me a picture, send it to me. If they're not, these are the questions I want you to go and ask. All right? I would look and identify companies that had ultra high market caps, and then companies that nobody heard of. Guys, you ever hear the term unicorn talk about in the stock market? Well, guess who coined it? Yes, you're right. It was the wolf. I invented the unicorn. Unicorn's a 1,000% gainer. You know how many 1,000% gainers I've had in the last 3 weeks? I've had 1,000% gainer in options the last 3 weeks. 6 consecutive weeks of 100% plus gainers. All right. But pot stocks, guys, who can turn 10 grand into 10 million? You tell me. I'm just a fucking regular blue collar dude like you guys. And some of you guys are, ballers. Salute. I'm just a guy that's done it. But I'm also a guy that's could have done it faster if I had some fucking knowledge. Guys, there was no knowledge. The first website that I went to, I typed in pot stocks on Google, and it brought me to this really junky website called marijuanastocks.com. A year later, I would own it. Talk about full circle. Somebody offered me $1 million for my Twitter account in 2014. And everybody in my family was like, you're nuts, take it. Take $1 million. And I was like, no. And I only had like 30,000 followers at the time, 20,000 followers. And I was like, no, this is a bigger sector. And everybody's like, oh, this is a fucking fad. You're going to be working soon. Guess what? Guys, I got a ton of Star Wars toys. That's my job. I trade and I watch Star Wars. And I get to do a lot of really cool stuff too. you know? Hold on. I'll share something with you guys. You know, and maybe you'll just think it's funny, but I guys want you to just hold on, ready?
Hey, Jason, it's Supreme from Wu-Tang. Give me a call. I want to invest in some penny stocks in medical marijuana. I need some advice from you or some...
Guys, do you know who set up Wu-Tang's E-Trade account? Guys, I am Wu-Tang Financial. All right? So yeah, inside and out, pot stocks, only on TTG. Sign up. Hit them with the link. So, guys, I don't even know if I could tweet right now. What does a membership include? Well, besides this handsome guy, it includes a ton of coursework, okay? So basically it's trader psychology. It's all the courses. Like if you've never traded before, it's everything from how to open your account, how to set up your charts, how to exit, how to, you know, execute an order, how to trade options, how to get into advanced option strategies. It's the same type of curriculum or same type of information you would have to go through, program you'd have to go through if you went to work at a hedge fund. If you went to Goldman Sachs, they would put you through this type of coursework. All right, it is intense coursework. Everybody gets through it at different time periods. Some people make it through in a week. Other people, you know, take a month. But it's not just that. There's quizzes. You get badges when you score, you know, a certain grade. You know, there's videos to coincide. If you're one of those people that, you know, needs to see the video, you can see the video. On top of it, you get not just me, you get Mike, you get Jason Simmons, you get Chris Toner, you get Jake Downing, you get Alex Campbell, you get Elena, you get all of these traders. But on top of that, you're in a room with 1,000 people that have all gone through the coursework, all started where you started, and are all crushing it now. Guys, we're a really smart group, you know? It's like, what do you get? You get to be the arm on Voltron, all right? You ever wanted to be Voltron? Well, you get to join Voltron. That's what you get. On top of that, you get real-time trades. You get the app. You get a trade simulator, okay? So if you've never traded, you can paper trade. You get real-time level 2 and real-time trades. Is that in yet? I think it's in. And then we're going to have actual charting software. So you get a lot of stuff. And we're never going to upcharge you for anything. All right? So, you know, hit the link. My code is TTGWolf7. You know, and again, like I said, anybody that becomes a member tonight by midnight Pacific, so that's 3 a.m. Eastern, is going to get a spot in this this webinar and tutorial on pot stocks, okay? And basically I'm going to tell you where I'm putting my money first and when. All right? So it's like, do you want to follow the wolf or do you want to go at it on your own? Do you want to buy that pot stock that your friend said, oh, you need to buy this pot stock? And then it's like, no. The member calls in chat are unreal. So fast. Yeah. And that's one of the things. So guys, it's not like, hey, we bought this stock. You should too. You know, like let's say the stock's at $1 and then it's like, hey, we bought this stock at $1 and it's $1.50. No. That's a dick move. okay? I don't do dick moves. Mike doesn't do dick moves. Jason, none of the people do dick moves, okay? What we do is we say, hey, all right, this is what we're looking at. This is the range I think I want to own it in, whether it's the stock or if it's an option. This is where I'm going to bid under here. If it's an option, and I'll say it, I'll be like, look, this is where I'm looking to bid. All right. If I can get it lower, I'm going to get, but this is the first place I'm going to start. I'll jump on the mic and be like, okay, guys, I'm feeling it. I'm about to get in, and then I'll say sometimes I go, guys, I'm getting in now. Here's the alert. The alert's coming. All right. This is where my first take profit's going to be. So it's not like, oh, missed it. You know, this is where my stop loss is going to be. You know, it's as close to you sitting next to me, eating gummy bears, and making money as you can get. It's really that good. And yes, see, everyone who signs up today and is a member, the webinar will be from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Friday. So that's this week. So the question is, baby, come back. Are you going to be there or not? Guys, you guys really like my Wu-Tang Financial, right? I thought it was a good one. So, will the seminar be recorded for us TT Gym members in case we can't make it? I believe yes. We record everything. Will we get an email link for the webinar? I'm not tech support, but TTG Adam, who's on here, will probably say yes. Wolf, with options, do all the rates of profit exchange track the same in particular stock auctions, e.g. 150, 158 call? No, it depends on the movement, sea of change, and the volatility in the security and the chop. Already put it on my calendar. Guys, seriously. Guys, please, can everybody tell, even the people that aren't members, okay? Let's do this for non-members that were in TTG Tuesday or people that saw the YouTube last Monday. You know, did you do well on Kronos and Canopy? And you know what? Let me just follow that by members, please. Can you talk about how well you did on Kronos and Canopy? You could talk about US Steel too, or Roku, or IWM, or Baidu. Baidu was yesterday. While I drink this double shot at 9:30 at night. Is it better to buy options on expiration date? Oof. It's a lot riskier. It's a lot riskier. You know, if you're just trying to get in, get out, then, you know, by all means, I give you one of these. Like Tesla, I'll only play Tesla at 3 o'clock on a Friday. I tend not to try to gamble on Friday. Nice. Ba ba ba. Those American, you mean those $12 American airline options that expire this week? How did you lose money on $12 American airline options that expire this week? Oh, I like this. Team Wolf. It's almost like Teen Wolf. Yes, guys. Guys, like this video if you want to have a green day in the market tomorrow. I'm putting my wolf voodoo on you. All right? Like this video if you enjoyed Team Wolf. It's like Team Coco, but Team Wolf. Oh. Oh my God, I almost forgot the best part. Sweetener. Guys, being the wolf is, I get to do a lot of cool stuff. I also get a lot of really interesting phone calls. I got a really interesting phone call tonight by a grower that has one of the most expensive strain of weed in the world. And he was giving me a tip about a lighting company. They're not public, they're private. Private companies become public companies. Guys, I get first looks at a lot of companies before they go public. A lot. And some of them become investors in. Guys, any company that I've invested in before they've gone public, at the time I've sold, I've done a minimum of 700% return on it. Think about that. Some as high as 1,000%. I mean, I did an investment with my wife. I bought 1% of a publicly traded pot company that's going to remain nameless when they had a valuation at $5 million. Okay? Their valuation went to like $300 million. So yeah, you know, and that's one of the things, because a lot of these things are going to come across your eyes. You know, like High Times is doing one. Hemptown is doing one. A lot of companies doing one. And I've seen all of them already. Some I might be invested in. Some I'm just like, stay away. So when that time comes, you know, you're going to want to be like, hey, Wolf, is this something I should like or something that I should avoid? So yeah, you'll get access to those private placements, you know, as long as you meet the criteria for them. Are fractional shares available? No. Guys, I got so many, I've done so many private placements. I still have certificates that I've never even deposited them. So yeah. Oh, and I also I'm in magic mushrooms also. Just putting that out there. Wolf King needs a Netflix special. How do we receive trade alerts on trades? What do you mean? So in the course of a day, you'll get a push notification, whether if you're on the app, because there is an app. So if like, you know, you're at work or whatever, you can see everything on the app is just kind of like this. You know, it's like watching something on YouTube. You can see the chat, you can hear when people talk or on the mic, and when you know, you can get that notification in real time. Obviously, I think there's like a couple second delay, but yeah. And that's pretty much how I made. Phone calls from Martha Stewart? Nah, not Martha Stewart. Like Peter Dante. I'm not getting into it. You don't even know what a magic mushroom is? Hold some shares of Can or sell. Oof. I hate that company. The CEO of Can, so that's Heritage Cannabis, it's a Canadian company, asked me to pull some tweets where I was critical of them. I just told them to fuck off. When Kim Rivers, hold on, let me grab this. Kim Rivers, so Kim Rivers is the CEO of Trulieve. She sent me so much swag. This is my Trulieve backpack. I got hats, I got jackets. I got a lot of pot stock swag. But yeah, I love that True Leaf backpack. I don't use it. Anybody want a True Leaf backpack? So yeah. Yeah, I love Kim Rivers. You know, oh, guys, you guys are so good tonight. You guys are on point. So when the TTG thing, you know, look, pot stocks are going to come back, okay? And we're going to go through, you know, another bull run, okay? Give me an idea. A lot of people that are trading pot stocks right now have never been through a bear market. In 2014, the bubble burst, okay, in April, okay? I got lucky, all right? And I'll tell you why I got lucky. One, I was going on my honeymoon in April. So I exited a lot of my accounts because I was going to be in Thailand, and, you know, a lot of these things were penny stocks, okay? So to give you an idea what my return was from August of 2013 to April 1st of 2014, it was 6,600%. Okay, so just think about that for a second. So 6,600%. And the thing imploded while I was in Thailand. Like, the market just imploded. And fuck, I knew there was a point to this. Jesus. Really gonna piss me off. Guys, don't do drugs. It makes your memory just go. Fucking hell. Guys, seriously, don't smoke weed. I don't even smoke weed. I don't have time. Oh, yeah. So, you know, as pot stocks do come back and this kind of gets bigger, we're just going to we're gonna get into everything. I don't know, guys. Like a complete brain fart right now. So let me answer some questions. Oh, got it. So as we expand, okay, what I'm going to try and do is get, you know, from my audience in TTG, I'm going to do YouTubes with people in the industry. So Kim Rivers, for example, she's already said that she'd do like a one-on-one with me, like an interview that I could record. I did one with Todd Harrison. You know, he runs a fund. I mean, I could do one with like Tim Seymour from CNBC. You know, he also runs an ETF. You know, we could basically, there's nobody in the industry I can get that I can't get to, and that wouldn't, you know, do something. All right. And I think that that's something that I want to offer as part, you know, just kind of like you get to ask questions through me. But yeah. So yeah, oh, and we were talking about like the bear market. So that bear market from April lasted until September. So from April 2014 till September 2016. All right. I think we're about to pull out of that bear market, you know. Are you still long on Budweiser? I sold Budweiser. I've regretted it every day since. I sold Budweiser at 48. Can you share with us Friday about mushroom stocks? You know, look, I think mushroom stocks aren't really developed yet. And it's definitely something that I can get into. So I own one mushroom stock right now. I have owned others, and I never talk about them. One, I never want to get accused of pumping them. Two, they're still risky, so I never tweeted about them. And, you know, I dodged a huge bullet because one of them got halted. And you know me, especially the people in TTG, I just rip profit off. Especially after I go 100%, I'm just like, you know, I'm just hitting the button. But I did just make an investment in a mushroom company. So, and I'm not gonna even drop their name, but they focus more on the nutraceutical side as well as the delivery mechanisms, for that, for the study and the pharma side. They're not a company that says, hey, we're going to make, truffles that are going to, make you hallucinate, like Trip, which I was actually asked to be a board member of, and I said no. And my position is really big in that company, so I am a founder. But yeah, so I own 735,000 shares of that mushroom company. I think they're going public in August. But, as a founder, I also can't sell stock for 3 years. So I can sell every 6 months. Well, whatever, we'll see what happens. So, can you at least say what pot stock you like the most? Yeah, I would say that I like Green Thumb the most. So that's GTII. I have a top 5 list, and that top 5 list I'm going to give out to everybody, and then I've got a few more speculative, that I think will move based off of the moves. The same way Canopy pulls, I think these will get pulled as well. Good question, Chris Rice. Who leads the way in IP for pot stocks? Who are the leaders? I actually wrote about this in Forbes in 2016. Okay, and I wrote about it, and it was so well received that Forbes invited me back twice to talk about this select group of companies. And the third time, Goldman Sachs came $4 above my price target for one of those companies. And the company that I was talking about was GW Pharma. Now, a lot of people say, "Ooh, like I've been long GW Pharma since $80." Well, go to my Twitter, and I've been long since $32 on GW Pharma. And look, the reason that GW Pharma is so valuable, it's not because of, yes, they have a seizure medication, which is called Epidiolex, but it's really the IP. So I think that their IP is actually worth more than their current market cap. So I would say in the market cap department, in the IP department, they are leading. Bruce Linton was involved with MindMed, yes. You want to call Bruce Linton? Can you call Bruce Linton? Call Bruce Linton. Will we be notified when it goes IPO? Yeah, I'll tell you guys for disclosure purposes, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, especially because I just have such a massive position. Give you an idea, that mushroom stock is supposed to go public somewhere north of $1. All right. And I actually just got a thing. Canaccord, Stifel, Haywood, and 8 Capital are the book runners on it, where Canaccord is the lead book runner. You never heard of Green Thumb? Jesus. Any pot stocks that are capping up? Guys, I don't know. It's 9:39. Guys, so, besides some of these questions, again, I want to highlight. I love the excitement. First off, let me commend you on your excitement, okay? I give you a little trophy. It's MVP. I commend you on your excitement for pot stocks. Good, because I am just as excited as you guys, just as excited. But there's only one way that you're going to be able to capitalize on this excitement: to take part in this webinar on Friday and it's to be a member of TTG. You know? And I want you guys to be part, you know? I want you guys to be lighting bongs with $100 bills. Look at that, buying high. Betting big on pot stocks with the Wolf of Weed Street. Oh. This kind of looks like me, right? Ah. So you gonna bet big on pot stocks with the Wolf of Weed Street or what? Smash that like button. Oh God. Or you could do the cartoon version of Wolf of Weed Street. Guys, point being, I want you guys to crush, but let me tell you something. In 2014, the reason that I trended number 1 on Twitter a couple times is because I created something. It was called the Wolf Pack, okay? And we weren't just these a-hole traders. We would donate profits to charities like every week. We did a lot of crazy stuff. Somebody was impersonating me on Twitter, and I got their IP address from somebody, and another one of my followers sent a pig's head with balloons to their house. I mean, we did a lot of crazy stuff, but the crazy thing was we had continuity, and that is the thing that pot stocks has really lacked. And what I mean by continuity, it's you don't want everybody. Like, if I could cut the pot stock sector down to 50 stocks, I know exactly which 50. And then I know exactly which ones I would cut it down even further. That way everybody was corralled in one place, okay? Only in the fucking best, only in the cream of the crop. Fuck everybody else. So, that's what I want to do. I want to create continuity, all right? And continuity starts with all of you understanding. So, this is what I want. Guys, I want you to join me. I want you to join me in TTG. I want you to become a member of True Trading Group. I want you to participate in this webinar on Friday. I want you to crush it, all right? And I want you to crush it because if you're crushing it and you're smarter about pot stocks, then you're going to be the one educating your buddy on pot stocks, or your dad or whoever. You're like, no, Dad, you don't buy that one. That one is shit. Tell your friends. Because then you know what? Then the whole sector just goes like this. And that's what we want, So the only way that that's going to happen is if you are trading with me. The only way that's going to happen is if you get that True Trading Group education on top of everything. You're going to get not just pot stock trades, you're going to get options trades, you're going to get swing trades. But really, I'm most excited to start swing trading pot stocks. Swinging them. Guys, I could swing trade pot stocks all day when that time is right. The ranges that they will give you, and I'm going to teach you how and which ones to go after, which ones to target, which ones to hold a core, trade a core. Guys, a lot of people on here have been trading, with me for years. So the proof is there. So yeah, any questions? Dude, I was a diver 6 months ago. All right. Greg Martin, 36% moves. Days will be back. Yeah, guys, look, there's going to be, the same way that I break down options is the same way I can break down pot stocks, in terms of volatility. And there's definitely going to be some areas where we're going with some of the more speculative companies that, the timing just needs to be there and they just need a little push that can just explode, And when they're not exploding, we'll always have the options, right? So, we can tailor the way that we trade pot stocks, exactly how we need to. Nice, Derek. $4,700 P&L so far this month. The second stock I ever bought was NXTTF. Can't believe I got out of that thing alive. I can't believe that you got out of that thing alive. What time Friday? So Friday, the webinar for everybody that is a member, as of tonight, 3 a.m. Eastern Time, 12 a.m. Pacific, is going to be from 5 to 7 p.m. on Friday, Eastern Time. All right, because I'm not going to do this from 8 to 10. So yeah, again, the only way that you're going to be able to come in and participate in this webinar on pot stocks that is going to set the tone for the next month, next 2 months, next 3 months, right up until the election, is by joining True Trading Group tonight. That's it. Either you're in or you're out. And guys, you might be like, oh, I'm not completely sold on pot stocks, right? Okay, well, if you're not completely sold on pot stocks, guys, my other trades fucking kill it too. And so do the trades of Mike and, all the other mods. It's not like it's just one person. It's not just me and Mike and, Simmons and Toby. It's really all of us and all of the members that have, taken the time and invested in themselves. Because, you guys think maybe right now that you're getting, oh, I'm just going to, I don't want to trade pot stocks. Whatever, with this Wolf of Weed Street guy. Guys, I trade everything. Pot stocks just happens to be my foray. Guys, the same way that I crush Roku trades, now magnify my Roku trades times 10. Okay, and that's pot stocks. Guys, look at my accuracy on the pot stock trades, and we're gonna get into all of that. But it's gonna happen Friday. It's either gonna happen with you or it's gonna happen without you. And if you really want to be there, you should be there. I think that it's one of the greatest sectors. It's a once in a generation investment opportunity, and I don't say that just to say it, like I'm just saying it to hear myself talk. You have to look at it like this: how many people were alive when to invest when Prohibition ended, right? If you could go back in time and invest in Anheuser-Busch, after Prohibition, wouldn't you, right? Or some of the other alcohol companies that have just absolutely crushed it. Well, it's the same for cannabis. And cannabis just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Do you know that cannabis right now, cannabis jobs have been outperforming all manufacturing jobs in the United States for like the last 3 years? And now there's more cannabis jobs out there than all manufacturing jobs in the United States? If that statistic doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. And you have to stop looking at cannabis as, hey, this is just something to get me high. No. And it's not just pot. It's also industrial hemp, which the industrial hemp market is probably 50 times the size of the legal cannabis market. Now, if your mind isn't blown by that, then we could get into all of the different uses and everything. And again, all of this is going to be on Friday. We're going to get into that. I'm going to get into breakdowns of dispensaries per state, dispensary per country, some of the legal things that are going to be going on in the next, from now till November. Some of the triggers for Canada. You know, what can deliver Canada that reprieve, that blue sky breakout? The only way that you're going to, get any of that information, look, you're either going to get that information Friday or you're going to get that information after it's happened. And guess what? When people were mining gold back in the day, in like the 1900s, and the newspapers came back in New York and was like, oh, there's gold in Colorado, there's gold in California. And then that gold rush, by the time everybody got to Colorado, all the gold was gone. By the time they got to California, most of the gold was gone. And that's it. The people that are in TTG, the people that are going to be at this webinar on Friday are going to be the people that are going to be selling into you when that time comes. So think about it. I know you're going to want to participate, and all of you guys are going to get FOMO. It's just going to happen. So it's like, do you want to get FOMO on your own excitement, or do you want to get FOMO because your friend says, yo, I am fucking killing it on this pot stock. You should buy some. And then when you go and buy some, guess what we're doing? Bing! Oh yeah, I'm gonna sell this bozo some of my pot stock. Sure. Yeah, take it. Go with it. So that's what's gonna happen, guys. And again, there's only one way to be there. And that's by joining True Trading Group tonight. So again, guys, look, I hope that you appreciate this information. Wolf, give us the info now. Look, I'd love to, guys, also the people that are in TTG, they've heard a good amount of this. I don't think they've heard it in this concise detail. One of the Trader Paloozas that we did, what was it, a month ago, sometime in June, I did a whole hour on pot stocks. And, that information was just really, really useful. And it was just high level, how to take a view of the sector, And right now, another thing, that quantitative analyst that I had, I have him working on another project for me right now. So, and that data, I'm going to share that data, and that data is gold. That data will save you $1,000. That's the same data that stopped me from pouring like another $1 million, $2 million into the sector in September. Because, if that would have happened, think about it this way. Canopy was like $30 at the time. Canopy is 18 right now. Could you imagine? You're like, oh, this is the time. This is the time to get in. Aurora was like $7, $6. I think it was like $6. Oh, brutal. Could you imagine dropping 80% on that thing? Nope. No thanks. Oh, that'd be cool. So, yes, guys, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you're new to the channel. If you're just getting here, I suggest you rewind. But yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Looks like How about the backpack then? Does pot run on a yearly cycle? Yeah, Lynn, it does. It runs on a yearly cycle, but that cycle has been altered slightly based from a couple of different things. It's a lot to go into. The short answer is yes. The long answer is, understanding, what that cycle looks like now. Is Green Thumb OTC? It trades on the CSE and it trades on the OTC. So when you see a company with an F at the end of the ticker, that's a foreign company that's just trading on the OTC. Tomorrow. Oh yeah, guys, and for that membership, I should point this out. For that membership using the code TTGWolf7, it's 36% discount or 34% discount. So you're basically paying $1,100, which is a cup of coffee a day, literally, and a cup of premium coffee, like a venti. So yeah, that membership is $1,100, and that price is going to go up. And guys, seriously, when it comes to the pot stock stuff, I'm going to be real stingy with it on Twitter. So if you follow me on Twitter at wolfofweedst, you'll know I have a blue check. I can't tweet right now because all Twitter is locked down. But yeah. So yeah, 34%. Thank you, Kenneth Dombrowski. Did Carol kill her husband? I think so. She did it. She did that shit. You live in California. It seems like people grow constantly, but I don't know the business at all. Yeah, California is kind of a crazy place right now. So California basically accounts for, I think, like 65-70% of all revenue in cannabis. A lot of that legal cannabis market, I should say. But you got a lot of companies failing because they're not able to make deductions, with the IRS and everything like that. If you go, you can't claim bankruptcy, so it's very high risk. So there's a lot of turnover in the space. When people come to me and they say, hey, Wolf, I want to buy a grow. I've got X amount of money. I'm like, yeah, one, don't, and two, you don't have enough money. Was I hacked? I don't know if I was hacked. I didn't see any tweets about BTC, but yeah, if there was ever a case for why government is going to hate crypto, these hackers really just did it. You have a decentralized. What is Bitcoin doing right now? Is it just taking a beating? Yeah, there's definitely going to, Dr. J, yeah, there's definitely going to be a replay of the video. When it gets uploaded, I'm not sure. Are there any hemp companies that I'm excited about? Yes, there's actually one I'm very excited about. Exceptionally excited about. Really upset that I didn't invest in the private placement. Like game-changing hemp company. The hemp company that I'm excited about, and I'll talk about this on Friday, did $91 million in revenue last year as a hemp company. 91 million bucks, and they're a hemp company. It's crazy. BTC down 2.7%. That makes sense. Hey Wolf, I signed up for TTG 2 weeks ago. Do you go over with the one-on-one? How to schedule? Yeah, so if you want to schedule a one-on-one, you just message Elena. And she'll set it up. Yeah, guys, that's one of the things that I do on True Trading Group is, I'll talk to everybody for an hour and just kind of go through everything, just adjust some of what they're doing, if they're trading options, if they're trading equities or whatever. Do me and Mike both do one-on-one? Yes, we do. We both do one-on-ones. Yeah, guys, whether you sign up through me, through Mike using like the code Mike gave, or if you found like TTG through me and you want to schedule a one-on-one with him, when we were doing it, because we're not going to be doing one-on-ones anymore, it's interchangeable, or it was. So if let's say you've already signed up and you want to do a one-on-one, and let's say you found TTG through me, but you want to do it with Mike, that's cool. And if let's say you found it through Mike and you want to do it with me, that's cool too. You just have to message Elena. So, so yeah, guys. So guys, at the end of the day, Friday I'm doing this pot stock webinar for everybody, and we're going to really get into, I think it's gonna be one of those things where I'm gonna try and do one a month, unless I have to do two. If there's something that's urgent, then I'm gonna do two, but I'm only going to be doing it, so this is like, you'll hear me mention future webinars, but honestly, like, this one is going to be good because it is actually a time sensitive. There's actually time sensitive trades right now. And the only way that you're going to get time sensitive trade, not even trades, time sensitive investments, okay, which is completely different than trades. Like, these are things that I'm going to be able to buy and hold. So set it and forget it, like the infomercial. And the only way that that's going to happen is if you're a member of True Trading Group by midnight tonight. All right. So that's midnight Pacific Standard Time. So 3 a.m. Eastern. All right. Cool. The cost is $1,100 basically for the whole year. And that cost covers everything. It covers all the information, all the coursework, so the coursework on options, coursework on setting up your charts, coursework on trader psychology, introduction to investing, the chat room, the simulator, the level 2, the charting software, everything. On top of that, a real-time chat room, where we talk about the trades before we get into them, where we're getting in, where we're going to exit, where we're going to look to take profit, and everything else. And there's just there's so much information. I think what we're going to have to do is have like a scroll, be like, this is what you get. Who else is in Vegas besides Planet 13? There's a lot of companies in Vegas, actually. And the Infinity Glove is over there. Thanks always, man. You have 60... Glenn Wilson, I have 6 million. I haven't been able to clear it for... I've had 6 million shares of hemp stock since 2016. So yeah, hold my beer. so yeah, all right, guys. So Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit more Q&A. Okay. Hit me. TTG Max. Join TTG and then go watch UFC tonight. Nice, Jeff. Guys, what other questions do you have? Let me answer whatever you got. All right. Oh, except for that one, Mark, please. Do I take mushrooms every morning? No, I don't take mushrooms every morning. So let's see where futures are right now. Okay. Guys, futures are pretty much where they were before. S&P 1/4 point, Dow Jones 0.18, Nasdaq 0.6, VIX green 1.78, small caps flat. Okay, so yeah, so that's where we're at. Oh, and yeah, so the prices for TTG, as per your question, are going up. Guys, because we add so many different services and we've just been adding services every month, every single month that we've done this, the prices have gone up incrementally. Now, we're not trying to blow people out, but now it's getting to the point where, look, if you want real-time level 2, that's a cost per person. So, if you're paying, like I pay for it myself, it's $60 a month. If you're using charting software, that has a cost per month. I think it's like, what is it? What's TC2000, guys? Is it like $300 a year? So you get all of these add-ons plus the education. So that price is going up in August. And what's probably going to happen in September? Guess what? The price is going to go up. So when you become a member, when you join TTG, which is what I'm basically telling you to do right now, you're locked into that price. So that price is the price that you're always going to pay. When new information comes in, when I do another webinar, when Mike does another webinar, when we do Trader Palooza, which is a 12-hour webinar where you can jump in and jump out, all of that's already included. We're not trying to upsell you. It's just like Netflix or Disney Plus, depending on which one you like. But any new content is just there. That's what you get. But that's the thing. We're growing, okay? So the prices have to go up. And guys, you tell the TTG members, is the price that it is now worth it? You tell me. How little can I start with, brother? Guys, there's people that started with $500 in here. Mike knows them by name because they send him screenshots. Members that started with $500 like 3 months ago, now they're up to like $3,500, $3,600. You have members that started with $5,000 and now have a margin account. That's the thing. Everybody, we go at your own. Everybody's going to go at their own pace. But the thing is, you can't look at TTG as, hey, I'm going to follow these trades, right? All right, you can follow the trades and make money, but what do you do when you're by yourself? When all you have is your phone and real-time level 2 somewhere. You're going to trade on your own. So the idea is to learn how to trade on your own. The people in TTG learn that. Everybody that comes to TTG from another group has gotten nothing from the other group. They're like, oh, I'm in this Discord group. What is a fucking Discord group going to teach you? And everybody that's giving this, like the education, they're like, oh, this is the secret. They've never traded professionally. They've never traded for a fund. They've never traded size. Somebody was talking about a trading group yesterday. I'm not even going to name them. That guy made his first $100,000 profit like 3 weeks ago, trading a small cap. And guess what? TTG got into the same small cap earlier. Just, he was the only one that profited. His members didn't profit. Guys, that was his biggest trade in his life ever. And this guy, and you'd think that this guy was like Jesus, by the way his members talk about him. Guy had a $72,000 win last week. And I was like, yeah, ask me about the trade where I left $300,000 on the table this week. Or the one 2 weeks ago where it was like $200,000. That's just leaving money on the table. From one trade. So you're getting a lot. There's really no way to really put it. You know, like it's either you want to go at it alone and lose $1,000, which you're like, you know, you'd rather let's say you have a $3,000 account. You'd rather, hey, I'm gonna try it by myself. All right, you lose $1,000. You're like, shit. Now you're on the fence. You're like, all right, now you lose another $500. You're like, okay, maybe I do need to join TTG. And now you're coming in with, $500 because you had to pay for the membership. You know, if you want to lose money, you lose money. I don't care. But people that want to make money, they understand the value of like understanding that you can't just be given a trade. You know, it's not like I'm like, here, eat this, eat, be replenished. No, I'm like, here's a fishing pole, here's some hooks, this is your bait. You tell me, I'm going to teach you where the best spots to throw that hook into the water. And not only am I going to teach you, I'm going to throw my hook right next to you. So, I don't know what to tell you. Prices are going up. We're adding a bunch of new features. And my pot stock webinar is going to be worth $1,000. That alone, I would charge you $1,000. I would. I'm being honest with you. I know the value of my pot stocks. You might not know the value of my pot stock trades, but I know the value. So if you don't want to be trading with me, fine. Go for it. I look forward to selling into you. The members of TTG look forward to selling into you at some point. Or getting in where you're like, oh, look at this gain. I'm up 20%. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's nice. Why, what are you up? Oh, I'm up 50% on this. Yeah, I was in real early. So that's the thing, man. And that's how you have to be. You have to, you got to look at some of the information that we're giving you and recognize what it is. It's not a gimmick. It's not, hey, we've got the new playbook. Playbook doesn't exist. The playbook changes. It's a fluid environment. Pot stocks are like any other sector. Whether we're investing in tech, whether we're investing in utilities, banks, transportation, whatever, vice. Pot stocks are just another one of those sectors, right? And they also happen to be one of those sectors that are so beaten down that when there is a rotation and that rotation comes back to pot, everybody's just going to be like Burr with the money gun, But also, as somebody that's traded pot, and not traded like, hey, I bought 1,000 shares, like millions of dollars. I have a keen sense of when I'm going to get sold into. I have a keen sense of how this is going to react to news. And not even a keen sense, guys. Go on Twitter and type in @Wolf of Weed Street and type in next to it on the search, type in October calendar, or type @Wolf of Weed Street and type Ides of March, IDES March. You'll see some tweets from March 5th. And then you take a look at a chart and reference it. So well in advance, I can tell you exactly what's going to happen. Why? Because I've done it. Everybody that's trading pot stocks, there isn't somebody out there in the world, in the entire world, and I'm not saying this to be cocky. On my kids, there's not a better trader of pot stocks in the world than me. And it took time, but I don't want you guys to make the same stupid mistakes I made early on. Why? What does that help? I want you guys to point at the scoreboard at somebody. And the only way you guys are going to point at the scoreboard with me is by being next to me versus trying to trade against me. Why are you going to want to trade against me or the other 1,000, 1,200 members of True Trading Group in a sector that's going to go back up? It's going to explode. Guys, The only reason I'm trading options is because pot stocks are, we're taking a really long weed nap. So yeah. Are you coming? Are you joining? You want to pay more next month and be like, shit. And that's the thing. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Hold on. Let me go to the future. Okay, guys. I just came back from the future. The date was September 1st. And you guys, some of you guys, we did a stream on YouTube, and you guys will, and a couple of you guys, like Haywood, Jablo, whatever your name is. It's like, man, you were on fire with those gains. I should have joined True Trading Group back in July before you did that pot stock webinar, because you got into everything that ran like a beast, and I'm up 10%, and every day I'm scared if the rug's going to get pulled on me. That's what your future is. And then you say, oh, and I also have to pay, $200 for that yearly membership because prices are going up, and you guys have just been killing it, and there's just a lot of demand to be in True Trading Group. So yeah, that's what's going to happen. So yeah, guys, I am from the future. I'm telling you that if you're interested in pot stocks and you don't want to trade with me, which I'm only going to be doing it in True Trading Group, I'm going to absolutely destroy your P&L with my P&L. Okay? And not even P&L. I'm just going to destroy you on percentages. Percentage points. Okay? And that's the thing. And Glenn Wilson, you got it right. And we're also like a big family. Guys, I am like the dad, all right? I'm like, or like the crazy uncle. We have a lot of fun, and we're all pulling for each other. We're all there. We got eyeballs everywhere. It's an army. When it comes to pot stocks, we're a wolf pack. So I want you guys to join the wolf pack. I want you guys to be 1%ers. I want you guys to be, guys, you think this is my trading station where I'm at right now? No, hell no. My trading station is a chair under a tree on a lake. And I got a little bench to put my laptop. And I got a Wi-Fi extender. That's it. You hear chirp, 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 chirp. Sometimes you hear ducks fighting. Because that's what I do. And I want all of you guys to be like that. I want you guys I don't want you guys to get checks from the IRS, okay? I don't want you guys to be every year like, oh man, I hope my refund check is nice. No, I want you guys to be writing checks to the IRS. I want you to write it. Write it. You know why I want you guys writing checks to the IRS? Because if you're writing checks to the IRS, it's because you are making money hand over fist. I don't want you to be filing your taxes once a year. I want you to file your taxes 4 times a year. Okay? I want you guys to pay penalties for not paying enough. All right? For undershooting because you didn't realize how much money you made. I want you guys to have a 2019 like I did. When everybody else was panicking and shitting themselves and crying, oh, pot stocks. Why? Why did I buy Aurora at 10? Nelson Peltz was going to turn this world around. No, I want you to get a call from your accountant and be like, oh, how much more do I owe? And he's like, I'm like, what, 20, 30? And he goes, 235. And I was like, how much money did I make? And this is the sector to do it. You know, pot stocks, I think, made more millionaires. Well, maybe not. I mean, Tesla's made a lot of millionaires, but all those people are going to give it back. They drank the Kool-Aid. We take the profit and then we reinvest it. You know? So again, you know, join True Trading Group. Be a wolf. Don't be sheep. I want you guys to get smarter about this stuff. I want you guys to get involved, but I want you guys to understand exactly why these pot stocks trade the way they do, what the risk is, when the rug pull will be, and just kind of everything in between. But I also want you guys to just have the access. And you don't get the access, guys. Guys, come on. Think about it this way. If the Wu-Tang Clan is good enough for TTG, aren't you? Come on. So, join tonight by 3 a.m. Pacific time. 3 a.m. 3 a.m. Eastern time, 12 a.m. Pacific. That way you can participate in the pot stock webinar on Friday, as well as get all the real-time trades and everything else. I don't need to go into the list because the list will be here till 11 p.m. You know, I want you guys to you know, really understand what it is we're doing. And there's only one way to do it. You know, either you're interested in pot stocks or you're not. And it's that simple. I'm not going to pull your leg. I'm not going to pull your leg. I'm not going to tell you, hey, you know, this is a really good sector if you don't believe it. Because right now, all you hear is negative because all the people that are in it held on for dear life. Guys, I'm the guy who got out at the top, traded it, went short, and got out of the top. I've gotten out of the top every single year and reloaded the low every single time that I went back in. And each time, my portfolio just goes, it doesn't do that. You know, this is double, 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 double. Yes, thank you, Lynn Jacobs. And yes, TTG is the last group you'll ever have to join because you're not joining a group. You're joining, I don't want to say a fraternity, but it is like a family. All right? You know, we're more like a really exclusive university where everybody likes each other and everybody is pulling for one another. And, you know, and helping each other and watching each other's backs. And that's, you know, something you're really not going to get anywhere else. And that's exactly why I don't do this on Twitter anymore. Thank you. Yes, so you're going to get the app, the education, Traderpalooza, Friday Pot Stock webinar, and the mods, and the trading sim, the level 2, and the watch list, the email alert. Guys, yeah. Guys, there's really so much stuff. There's so much stuff that you get. For $1,100, how many times have you wasted $1,100? You know, you say, okay, I really want to buy a new TV. All right, I really want to buy this 55-inch Sony TV. It's $1,100. It's $1,100. Well, how about this? You buy the membership, and then you wait a month, and then you buy the 75-inch Sony TV. That's, I don't know what's above Ultra 4K. I don't know. And that's how it is. You know, do you want to own a TV? Or do you want to own something that's going to pay you for the rest of your life? Do you want to own, I don't know, a pair of Yeezy sneakers for $1,100? Or do you want to buy, you know, be part of something that is going to stop you from losing thousands and thousands of needless dollars? And that's the thing, you know, as much as money as TTG will make you, it is going to save you 100 times more. And think about that. And a penny saved is a penny earned. So with that, I'm going to leave you. I want you guys to subscribe, hit the notification bell if you haven't already. Smash that like button and use the promo code TTGWolf7. Join today and experience the webinar and everything in between, as well as get all, guys, and also we got 2 days. We got Thursday and Friday to trade. So there's a good chance I'm probably going to make your money back. We'll see in this choppy market. So, all right, guys, always good to take over Mike's channel. And yeah, we'll convene tomorrow. All right, I'll see you guys bright and early, all the TTG faithful. So yeah, let's go. All right, guys, good night.